Hello everyone. Once again, I welcome back you all for the further discussion with related to the motivation and leadership. Before winding up the previous discussion, we were introduced ourselves. What is the meaning of motivation? Then we have discussed about the need for the motivation. Then what are the different types of motivations and what are the components of motivations. In continuation to that, in this session, let us try to discuss about the theory X and the theory Y. As we have seen in the syllabus, there are some theories related to the motivation is included. Amongst one of the primitive type of motivational theory are theory X and the theory Y. In the year 1960, Douglas MacGregor formulated the theory X and theory Y, suggesting the human behavior is divided, or human aspect is divided into two different categories. Or in other words, he says that employees who are working are can be classified into two different categories. These two different categories, he called them as a theory X, that is the people who are having a negativity towards the work. Whatever the work they are doing, towards that work they have some negativity. For the negativity opinion or people who are having a negative people who are having a negative attitude towards the work are considered as a theory X category, and people those who have a positive attitude towards the work are considered as a people who are having positivity towards their work. Whatever the work they are doing, they like, they love, and they enjoy the work. Such a category of people are considered as a theory Y category of the people. Now, one by one, let us try to understand how these theories are working in the organization and what are the assumptions made towards these theories. There are some assumptions defined by MacGregor to understand the group of people or group of employees who are falling under the theory X. According to this, the first assumption given by theory X is an average employee intrinsically does not like work and tries to escape it whenever possible. This is the one of the primary assumption identified by a MacGregor. What he says is there are some people, maybe in most of the environment, many of you are also working in the organizations. Whenever some people, whenever they get a chance, they try to evade the work or they try to escape from the work. This kind of mentality he calls as a theory X category, or that is the first assumption. Maybe in your day-to-day life also, there are some people, whenever you ask them, are you enjoying your work? No, I don't like the work, but still forcibly I am supposed to work in the organization because of these many reasons. Then the second assumption under this theory X is the employees does not want to work, he or she must be persuaded. It means every time either the warning will be given to such a people, then only they will work, or whenever the punishment is given, then only they work at the workplace to achieve the organizational goals, otherwise they don't work. And also they expect every time the supervisor in the organization must be behind them, so that to get the work done by the employees. In other words, more or less, we can call them as a lazy people in the organization. Unless and until you warn, unless and until you punish them, unless and until you are managed every time, like a kind of a autocratic leadership, or maybe a dictatorship must be expected by these employees. Then the next assumption is many employees rank job security on top. All the time these people think about, they are not concerned about their work, they are not concerned about the quality of the work, they are not concerned about the dedication towards the work, but their worry in the organization is about the job security. Am I getting a job security or not? And they will have little or no aspiration or ambition. There is no, these kind of people do not take the initiation at all in the organization, and they are not worried or bothered about the work growth of the organization or the personal ambition or the personal aspirations. And one more assumption according to this theory is employees generally dislike responsibilities. They don't take the responsibilities. They go to the organization very casually. They complete whatever the work assigned to them with a full control of the supervisor or manager in the organization. So they try to evade responsibility as much as possible whenever they get a chance. Then these kind of employees, the theory X category, according to the assumption, employees resist the change. Maybe in this world, whoever is not able to change, it is very difficult to survive in the organization, because today's modern business world is such that every day there are some new things are happening, changes are happening. Whenever the changes are brought by the organization, if you are unable to get adjusted to the changing condition, then it is very difficult. But one of the assumption of theory X is these are the category of people who resist the change. Then the next assumption according to this theory is an average employee needs a formal direction. All the time they expect that somebody should direct them, somebody should lead them. They are not taking any initiation. So when we look at these assumptions, this theory X talks more about the negative kind of a people working in the organization, or those who have got the negative attitude towards their work and the employment. Then the next category, that is the assumption of a theory Y. This theory Y assumptions comparatively different from the theory X. What happens in under this category is theory Y people are interested in their work, and they consider working for an organization is relaxing and very normal. It means that according to theory Y, there are group of people working in the organization. They enjoy their job. They consider work is a natural phenomena for them, and they relax and work. And they also exercise physical and mental efforts in an inherent manner in their jobs. They put lot of effort, they are dedicated to the work, and they physically, mentally present in the organization whenever they attend the work assigned to them. One more assumption of this theory Y is employees may not require only threat, external control and coercion to work, but they can use self-direction and self-control if they are dedicated and sincere to achieve the organizational objectives. It is exactly contradictory to the theory X. These people like their work, they consider whatever, there is no need for the punishment, there is no need for the warning for them, they are self-controlled and they consider and they dedicated their towards their work, they also will achieve their individual objectives as well as the organizational objectives. Then one more assumption is, if the job is rewarding and satisfying, then it will result in employees' loyalty and commitment to the organization. They consider that the job is rewarding and satisfying, the result in employees loyalty, it will lead to a loyalty of the employees and commitment towards the organization. It means always they think about the welfare of the organization. In turn, when the organization is growth, achieve success and a growth, and this will be an achievement of the individuals working in the organization, then an average employee can learn to admit and recognize the responsibilities. They are ready to take the responsibilities whenever the opportunity is given to them. In fact, he can even learn to obtain responsibility. They are always maybe initiators, or we can call them as they take the responsibility in the organization as much as possible. Then the employees have skills and capabilities. This kind of people, according to theory Y, this category, there are category people who have a skill and capability. Their logical capability should be fully utilized. They feel that all the time organization should utilize our capabilities by the organization, and they take the responsibility. So we have seen the assumption of theory X as well as theory Y. Both these are contradictory in nature. So ultimately, to put it in a nutshell, through the research, McGregor classified categories of employee into two categories. One is theory X and the theory Y. Basically, theory X talks about the negative or a negative oriented people, or pessimistic kind of a people who are just considering their work as a earning a bread or something like that, and forcefully they are working. They expect somebody should monitor them. They don't take the responsibility. Whereas in theory Y, it is entirely different. People enjoy their work, they take the responsibility, they have a self-control, and they feel that organization growth is their own growth, and also they have a right set of skills and capabilities to deliver their responsibilities in the organization. Hope you have understood what are the assumptions of a theory X and theory Y. To move further, we have give me few moments. To move on to further our discussion, we have implications of theory X and theory Y, where we can apply, and in other words, what are the implications in the organization if you have theory X kind of a people and theory Y kind of a people working for the organizations. In few of the organizations use theory X today, because theory X encourages use of a tight control and the supervision. See, it depends on a kind of the organization and the level of control and the level of power. Based on a theory X category, people feel that it's always better to encourage the theory X because the control and supervision will be at the best possible. Then it implies that employees are reluctant to organizational changes. It does not encourage the innovation. So where there is an implication or where there is a kind of theory X in operation, the one of the disadvantage is that there may not be any innovation or the way the innovations are came out in the organizations. Whereas contradictory to that, many organizations are using theory Y techniques because theory Y implies the manager should create and encourage a work environment which provides opportunity to employees to take initiative and self-direction. Employees should be given opportunity to continue to organizational well-being. Where implication when it comes to the theory Y, it's more of the empowered employees working in the organization. This empowerment or the empowered employees will be participative in the decision making. When they participate in the decision making, they are motivated more and more, they initiate, they take the self direction, and also employees given an opportunity, they contribute to the maximum extent for the well-being of the organization. Then the next assumption according to this theory Y is it encourages decentralization. Whereas in case of a theory X, it more about the decentralization. Most of the times the employees are not allowed to make any decisions in the organization, whereas theory Y encourages the decentralization of a authority. The employees have been empowered to take some decisions, participation in the decision making, thereby the teamwork and the participative decision will take place in an organization where theory Y kind of a situation is existing. Then theory Y searches and discovers the ways in which an employee can make significant contribution to the organization. See, whenever you take an initiation, you are motivated, you try to contribute for the growth and development of the organization. Obviously, it discovers the ways in which employees can make the significant contribution in an organization. So, if we look at practical aspect, in few of the organization, theory X is successful, and in other organization, theory Y is successful, or theory Y gives a more edge in the success of the organization. This is all about the implication of theory X and the theory Y. Further to this, now let us move on to one more theory which is included in the syllabus, that is the theory Z of motivation. As we have seen, theory X and the theory Y are exactly contradictory in nature, and both require, theory X require monitoring, theory Y may not require the monitoring. In between these two, there is a one more theory evolved. That theory is called as a theory Z. This theory Z is a management style developed by William Hodge that combines elements of both American and Japanese management style. William Hodge, basically a researcher from Japan, he studied the combined elements of American management style as well as the Japanese management style, and he came out with a theory Z, this to create a workplace that is both highly productive and motivating for the employees. Blending of American and Japanese management style. The theory Z goal is to create a better workplace that is highly productive and motivating for the employees. Whereas in the previous theories, whatever we have seen, that is the theory X and Y, they were focusing only on the one aspect, either negative aspect or the positive aspect. This theory Z blends between these two. The theory Z companies provide their employees with a high degree of autonomy and trust them to make decisions that are in the company's best interest. Here they have given the liberty, means autonomy, and organizations trust them to make the decisions that are in company's best interest. It means theory Z considers the employees trust and liberty, and they are empowered so that they take the decisions which are good for the organization, and this will result to the good growth and development in the organization. This theory Z also gives some assumptions, and let us see what are these features of a William Archie's theory. What are the features? This William Archie believes that every employee must be given a long-term employment, and he also suggests that consensual decision making, it means participative decision, are concerning of the other employees in the organization. The decision making should take place with the consent of the each and every employee in the organization. And he also suggests that individual responsibility must be given to the employees in the organization. And the fourth feature of this theory is slow evaluation and promotion. The promotion must be given and evaluation must be given very slowly. Then informal control with the formalized measures. Informal control with the formalized measures. It means policies, rules, regulations are formalized, but the control is informal. It should be informal. Then sixth feature is moderately specialized career path. It should not be, a career path should not be based purely on the specialization or a specialized career path. It should be moderate in nature. And the seventh feature is the holistic concern. The holistic approach must be given to the employees. So when we look at the first one, long-term employment, it means security must be given to the employees. When the secured employees deliver more and more, and participative decision making, individual responsibility must be assigned, and the evaluation and promotion. Sometimes it may be a setback for few of the people, those who are most confident and those who would like to achieve more and more. If they have been given slow evaluation and the promotion, it may not holds good for them in the organization. Then the informal control and the formalized measures, that is well and good for the organization. And there should be a blend of specialization as well as the generalization. An employee, if a career path is very much specialized, it may be very difficult to survive and sustain once that the career, maybe because of outdated technology or maybe some other problems may arise. Then holistic concern must be the one of the important feature of the Williams-Archie theory Z. To put it in a nutshell, after looking at the features, one of the biggest criticism of this theory is that it relies too heavily on the informal control mechanisms. So informal control most of the times may not holds good, because if you have a category of employees who are willing or who are dedicated to the organization, every time if you control through a informal measures may be little difficult, such as trust and respect, which can be challenging to maintain over time. Trust is one of the biggest question, which very difficult to expect by every individual, and at the same time respect also could be one of the major challenge to maintain the theory jed in any organizations. This is all about the two different theories, theory X and the theory Y, that is McGregor's, and theory Z, which was given by a Archie. Further moving into the next theory, let us wind up our session. In this session, we have discussed about the motivation theory X, Y, and the Z. When we come back again, we will continue with the one more theory, that is the Maslow's need hierarchy theory. Thank you.